So what we have right here in this particular room, this is our career choice room. At Amazon, we are extremely proud to have continuing education, right? So at the end of the day, we have a program that's called Career Choice, where individuals are able to learn in a classroom environment here on site in the facility, and we actually promote that quite significantly. It is a personal passion of mine. What we do is we have a program where it's prepaid tuition up to 95% of the cost of any certified program that is not necessarily affiliated with anything Amazon related. So I like to personally say that I want the most educated workforce possible. We know that in certain instances, Amazon isn't necessarily a long-term solution for individuals, so we want to ensure that they have an opportunity to advance their career potential and move forward and be more marketable across the board. I tell folks all the time, my associates, that attrition is something that we like to manage, we like to retain our associates, but in certain instances, attrition is fine for the right reason. So I will be the first person to shake a hand, high five, chest bump, fist bump, anybody outside who's walking off for a better opportunity. And that's what we like to promote here at Amazon. So this is an environment where our objective is to have individuals come on site and be able to provide those classes for the individuals, and so that they can advance their career possibilities. We have what we call stations, and I'll go through in detail as we walk through the floor. These are stations, you'll see the signs, they're universal station or what's called RSAW station. On the universal stations is the point in which the items are actually stowed into inventory. So at that particular point, and we'll see a demonstration at some point later, once the item is scanned, and then that bin is scanned, right, the yellow bin that we see over here, once that item is scanned, it is available in that location, and that's the point at which it becomes visible on the app for you and any customer to actually purchase. Right? We have what we call here at Amazon random stow, which means we don't have departments of things grouped together. We don't have an electronics inventory section or a clothing inventory section. We can have a basketball located next to a dumbbell, located next to a shirt, located next to a jar of jelly or peanut butter, right? Random stow, the only thing that's important is the virtual tracking of that particular product. In this particular building, we're capable of storing tens of millions of units or different barcodes, and we want to be able to manage that as effectively as possible to get it in, and then ultimately pick, pack, and ship it as fast as possible to our customers. Everything we do at Amazon is specifically customer focused, customer related, and our objective is to eliminate waste out of the process to ensure that we can fulfill our customers' orders as quickly with the highest degree of quality possible across the board. So everything we'll do, you'll see a theme of innovation and evolution here at Amazon, and we've grown tremendously over the last 20 or so years in terms of learning out systems and operations efficiencies to ensure that we're becoming as optimized as possible to get our customers their product as quickly as possible with the highest degree of quality. So in this building we have over 400 stations that are around 4 levels of operation, and everything is designed around operational efficiency to get the items in as quickly as possible and make it as easy as possible to get them out. This is a portion of our inbound area. Again, mentioning bringing the items in. What you're looking at over here is our racking, and in certain instances, the majority of the items will be stored in the fields, the AR Robotics fields, as we mentioned previously. The remaining items could be stowed in full pallets. Let's say, for example, we get an entire pallet of baby wipes, right? Instead of stowing each one individually into the prime field, as we call it, we can stow the entire pallet. Let's say it's a high velocity or high moving item. That way we can pick it and get it over to packing and shipping as quickly as possible. So we make that decision based on an algorithm as to which ones would be the most optimal to be stowed in a particular area. So we have additional storage capacity here as well as in the robotics fields. Right? I want to highlight one thing here. This is actually, we talk about innovation at Amazon. This is one of the new initiatives for the year 2019, all the new sites for 2019. Looks simple. This conveyance system here on each floor is actually going to be responsible for significant safety improvements, right? So previously we would have the items off of the receive dock, and we would have individuals with pallet jacks physically move them to different locations, get them up, essentially our version of an elevator to each floor. And that's a lot of wear and tear, it's a lot of walking, it's sometimes heavier items, it could be stacks of paper, things along those lines. And we have significantly reduced the potential of injury across the board by implementing this conveyance system, which allows it to get to the floors at a faster pace and a much safer capacity as well. So we're very excited to have this implemented. very encouraged by having that in place to be able to utilize that for the safety and the benefits of our associates, and then ultimately the efficiency of the process as well. And it'll enable us to ultimately ship more products to our customers in the long term.
How advanced are the robotics? Can they pick the merchandise out and locate it for transshipment?
No, sir. So we do have associates who are responsible for engaging with the product itself. So the robotics is just at this particular point designed to move the product. In older versions of Amazon buildings, we had shelving, right? Rows and rows of shelving, no robotics floors, and the associates would physically walk to stow each item in an available bin, and then ultimately once that order is placed, they will walk to that location and pick the items out. So there's a lot of movement back and forth throughout the span of the day. The robotics has improved the efficiency overall by having the associate remain stationary and then having the items come to them. So that's the overall advantage. And again, obviously, for obvious reasons, you can imagine that we've been able to improve our throughput and our capacity for a particular building by allowing that to happen. And we've gotten smarter over time. In terms of being efficient, our algorithms are much more evolved, where we can optimize how many items we're picking from a face and the movement of the product in advance of it making to the associate themselves to be able to optimize their job. Here we have, this is our inbound dock area. This is where we receive the items into the building, as mentioned, to ultimately get them prepared to stow into inventory to make them available for you and everyone else as customers. A couple things to highlight quickly. You see a vertical barrier with the yellow and black on this side here. That is actually a new safety initiative, right? We're going with a pitless dock. Pit meaning the vehicles, right? We have some potential issues with pit pedestrian traffic, or risk, I would say. So we wanted to eliminate that altogether and make it a pitless dock. And in instances where we have individuals where we'll have to use trucks, we have physical barriers which will allow our associates to be as safe as possible. On the inbound side, these are the stations. What we're doing is we're taking the items out of the cases, putting them in individual totes. They are being conveyed to the stations along those conveyance systems that I mentioned are the new design for 2019, and then they're ultimately stowed into the AR field for inventory as well. So everything here, this is our initial touch point for interaction between the equipment or the product and our associates, and it ultimately makes its way into the field to be stowed to our customers. All right? So inbound dock, ultimately we'll walk to the outbound dock. As you see here, 4 levels of operation: the ground level, second floor, and third floor of the mezzanine. And we are all designed for optimization here in terms of moving the product as quickly as possible to get them in inventory and then ultimately out, so we get a fast inventory turn to get them out to our customers as quickly as possible. All right, any questions here?
Yeah.
Yes.
How many packages per day you think you want to ship? How much dollars?
So the question is, how many packages per day do we ship out of this building? It varies by the time of year, but I will say that this building is ultimately designed to ship over 1 million units per day at our highest peak season. So during the peak time frame, we can get over 1 million units a day out of this building.
You serve all of New England or Connecticut out of here?
That's a great question, common question. Do we serve out of New England or out of Connecticut in general? We actually serve everywhere. So it varies, it depends on the inventory. We could in this building have unique inventory based on product positioning or placement by region, and it may very well be the case where we have unique inventory and we can fulfill orders for Hawaii or West Coast, Southeast. It really varies depending on that, but primarily for optimization, a part of the bigger portion of cost for Amazon is ultimately transportation. So the best we can optimize, and that's a portion as to why we strategically place facilities and why North Haven is so important and valuable to us as a company, because the Northeast is so dense in terms of orders. So we want to be able to build out our capacity across the board, and ultimately our algorithms will optimize the transportation costs to get them to the customers as quickly as possible for the lowest cost of transportation.
Do you ship internationally from here as well?
The question is, do we ship internationally from here? Yes, we are capable to ship internationally from this building.
Is this bigger than the other two?
The question is this bigger than the other two? The Windsor facility is actually 923,000 square feet. This building is 855,000 square feet, which is about 15 or so football fields inside this building. And the Wallingford building, which is a sortation center, is much smaller. All right.
All in the 34th district, Mark, please.
If it's a multi-order, it sends it to our multi department as well. And what happens is it picks it separately. It won't pick all of your items at the same time. A picker on this floor may pick your peanut butter. A picker on the first floor, the ground level, may pick your jelly. And a picker on the third floor may pick something else, right? Whatever it is that you ordered, it all marries together on the outbound section to that specific packer. They merge it, put it in a box. It spits out the right, it recommends the right box. It spits out the perfect size or length of tape. And the dunnage requirement to ensure that the package or the product itself is delivered to you in high quality. They package it and then they send it to the outbound. It ultimately makes its way onto the ship sorter. And then that ship sorter sorts the items, and what you're looking at here is the dock doors, and it'll ultimately divert each one of the packages off to the appropriate designation based on that dock door and the ultimate final location. So very, very specific set of requirements in terms of an algorithm. It spits out exactly where it needs to be. At the only time that we have your name labeled or applied in the system is after that package is packed, and then once the label is applied. That is it. Everything else is based on a barcode. And it's only at that point in time when the label is printed do we determine the methods of shipment. Very important, right? So again, the system is constantly thinking behind the scenes, what is the fastest, cheapest, most economic means by which to get this package to our customer? It spits it out and it says FedEx, UPS 2-day, or UPS Postal Service, or whatever the case may be. So the system is very smart. It's been evolved over time, over the last 20 years, and that's why we are so good at what we do at Amazon, because of the behind the scenes networks and all of our associates who put all the magic together.
Hi guys, my name is Shweta Vadia and I am a deployment engineer with Amazon Robotics. My team is responsible for deploying all the fun Amazon Robotics technology in our Amazon fulfillment centers. Today I'll be showcasing a demo of our high-end technology that works in hand-in-hand with our associates for us to pick, ship out all the Amazon Robotics packages to our orders. First, I want to introduce our robots, which are currently hiding under the pods. I say they're little pods, little robots, but they weigh up to 320 pounds and can lift up to 1,500 pounds of inventory on a pod. Where we are standing right now is a station. A station is used for our stations are used by our associates to call over pods which has a specific inventory where they go and pick a product from here and put it in our orders for them to be shipped out. Our Amazon Robotics technology is not just limited to our robots, but we also have our stations equipped with the latest and the greatest technology. As you can see, there is a light grid over the pods, which helps the associates to direct their attention from which bin they should be picking the products from. I'm going to sign out of this station for you guys to have a clear look at the drives. Also, just to call out that all our systems is equipped with safety, so this gives a safety reminder to our associates to always make sure that this barrier is in its place. Now you guys will be wondering that we have so many drives on our floor, we have so many pods, how do we keep track of where everything is and how, if something is breaking down, where can we see what's broken down? So we have this virtual map. We have this physical floor virtually mapped on our Kindles where we can see where the drives are, where the pods are in real time. I'm going to bring up a few drives in front of us to see how we can control all the robots in the palm of our hands. I'm controlling the two drives over here to be brought over near to us. We can also control our pods to come to us. lift up the bot and bring it closer to us now. So guys, this is how we have hundreds of our robots in more than 25 of our fulfillment centers working with thousands of our employees to fulfill millions of our customers' orders. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Can you do that? Can you make that one do it? Lift one up?
Yes.
Yeah, how much weight did you say these robots can hold up?
1,500 pounds.
15.
Yeah, they can lift up 1,500 pounds.
Normally that would bring that right to you over here,
Yes, it can.
and then you take the stuff out, you put it in this bin,
Yes.
and that would be one order,
Yes.
and then that puppy takes off and gets picked up.
Yes, we can put multiple orders in one tote and then it gets picked up and gone through the conveyor system.